Hey everybody, I'm Don Ferguson, and on this badass episode of Something New here in the Teeqlife Basement Bar, we are trying a spirit in the league of its own. There is nothing, as far as I know, like it out on the market. We're talking about Agavie, which is basically a blend between tequila and cognac. So grab a glass of your favorite liquor and let's crack this bad boy open and talk a little bit more about Agavie. What are you doing? Roll the tape! Okay, so first things first. If this is your first time watching a Teeqlife video, you're in for a treat. What we do on this platform is tastings from spirits all around the world from a consumer's point of view. We try not to use those fancy words and terms that the experts use. We talk about spirits from just an average, ordinary, everyday person that enjoys to drink. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn the notifications on so you don't miss any further episodes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before we try, we talk. Today's episode is all about Agavie. And Agavie is the world's first and only spirit created from Blue Weber Agave and Cognac. What does Agavie mean? So Agavie, agave, is from the plant, the agave Blue Weber plant, part of what it's made with. And then the other part of the name is vie, which means life in French. So what the fine folks at Agavie do is they select the best unaged agave spirit, tequila, from Mexico, and then they take it to Cognac, France. Did you even know that there was actually a Cognac, France? Yes, they take it to Cognac, France, and that's where they blend it with cognac and redistill it. The distillation process, or the redistillation process, it actually takes out all of the colors. So if you know cognac, you know it's barrel aged and it has that deep, dark brown hue that's just absolutely gorgeous. This does not have that hue. So yes, they remove all of the color, and it kind of reminds me of a Cristalino tequila. And if you don't know about a Cristalino tequila, that's not my problem. Final notes about Agavie: it is 80 proof, it is multiple distilled, which we'll talk about throughout this video, and we have something special for the Teeqlife truth at the end of it, and it's a hybrid. So because it's not produced and distilled in Mexico, it does not have a nom. This is going to be interesting. Enough talking, let's taste. Alright, a hybrid of cognac and tequila. This is very unique, but the title of the show is Something New. So obviously we like to try new things. We like to try new products. And I did a amazingly healthy pour, which, hey, it is what it is. It's my platform, I can do it. But anyway, let's get into tasting. Actually, the aroma is kind of coming out. So it is pouring out, and while we don't really necessarily have to let it breathe, let's talk first about a tasting glass. Now, typically cognac, you want to do a snifter. And with a snifter, you kind of, let me just grab a glass, let me just show you. You hold it like this, and when you warm the cognac by the heat transfer of your hand, it kind of lets out those aromatics and those taste profiles and the character. This is a blend. So Blanco I usually chill, cognac I don't, so I'm all sorts of confused right now in a good way. First, the bottle. I like the bottle, very heavy. It's got a great design to it. I love the logo on the top. And what the logo is, an agave plant with, I don't know what you call that, like the saints are marching in, I don't know. But what's also really like just super cool is the back of the label. There's the back of the label. But the back of the label has a beautiful mural of a woman with a bottle of agave, a sombrero, a guitar. It's like that movie Desperado. And she's probably a stone cold assassin killer. Probably. It has a bottleneck tag with that same design on it, and it's got recipes in there, a little bit about the story of the brand, so make sure to check that out and also look on their website. Now the color. It's completely clear. It is absolutely clear. A little bit of the legs dripping down. Now I talked a little bit about a Cristalino before, and a Cristalino is an aged tequila, and they do the same thing. They strip it down of all the color, but you still get that flavor profile of an añejo. So I'm thinking this is kind of the same thing that Agavie is doing. They're just taking out the coloring of the cognac, and it's going to be an interesting blend because I already pick up some aromas in the air. I do pick up Agavie. Interesting. So on the nose, there is agave. Boy, that's... Never mind. I can pick up the agave. Interesting. The other thing I get is there is a sweet tone up front. I don't get a lot of those alcohol vapors, which is really good. That means that it's most likely balanced, which is exactly what I'm looking for. But I get like a nice citrus, and I'm kind of talking about like the rind or the zest of an orange. It is very delightful. It does remind me of a couple of Blanco tequilas that are out on the market. Not going to say any names right now, but it truly does. Very pleasant, very mild, very clean. And so far, I'm really digging that. But the real reason why we're watching is tasting. So let's dive in, do a palate test, and go from there. Boy, that's different. You know, you look at something and it has an aroma of some Blanco tequilas that I've actually had on the market, and this is nothing. So it's completely surprising, completely shocking in a good way. So it's really sweet, actually. So if you've had some cognacs, some brandies, different things like that, you're going to get that nice sweetness. It has relatively no burn. There is a little bit of pepper that does slightly linger. I would say it's a mellow finish. But you're getting, this is where it's just so crazy for me, because I'm thinking from the name Agavie, a tequila, but it's a hybrid. It's a blend of cognac as well as tequila, and I'm getting vanilla. I'm getting orange, like a citrus sweetness, a light agave. There's that cognac sweetness. This is really sweet. This is not what I expected. Wow, that vanilla just really jumps out at you. Now, one of the things that I don't know is when it comes to the cognac, is it, you know, typically cognac is distilled twice and then rested for 2 years in French oak barrels. So I want to say I'm picking up that French oak barrel. I don't know the cognac that's being used. I don't know if this is a proprietary blend or if they're using it. So these are some key factors that I just don't know. But it's got a flavor depth of it that reminds me of something that is aged but is completely clear. Oh, that vanilla just really jumps out at you. That sweetness, it's very, very palatable. It does not have a lot of burn. Like I said, the pepper, the heat, the spice on the back end of it, it subtly lingers and then just dissipates. I think this is something that you could absolutely drink chilled, but I really like it. I really do. This is so unique and different for me that I don't know how much, you know, what else to say. I'm kind of blown away. Okay, the third and fourth sips are really the ones where it jumps out at you, and there's definitely a sweetness. So cognac is a specific type of brandy, and it's distilled from a varietal of grapes, so you are absolutely getting that sweetness. There's no doubt about it. It has a nice robust sweetness to it, but it's not artificial. They've won a ton of awards, the SIP Awards, the Consumer's Choice Awards, the CWSA, the San Francisco World Spirits, but more importantly, like in Tasting Panel Magazine, which is the holy grail of spirits magazines, they got a 94 rating, which is phenomenal. Okay people, the moment of truth. Is it Teeqlife approved? Yes it is. Flash that right now. I really like it. It surprised me completely. It's just got a nice, unique flavor to it. It's almost like an aged. And this is going to really fuck some people up when they say, I don't drink dark liquor or I don't drink light. Because, my friends, you have both of them in this glass. And I used the Teeqlife signature tasting glass because I was confused. But I think I made a good choice. You can definitely drink this on the rocks. There are some great recipes on their website. They have a lot of good things. So 100% Teeqlife approved. Make sure to subscribe to the Teeqlife YouTube channel. Turn the notification bell on. If there's anything that you think we should be trying, hit that email. Follow us on social media. And stay tuned for the Teeqlife Truth. A French, Mexican, that's all I'm going to say. Oh, thanks for staying all the way to the very end where we're going to talk another Teeqlife Truth. Did you know every year thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people celebrate the Battle of Puebla? Yes, it's very true. So in the mid-1800s, the French occupied Mexico. The French army invaded the city of Puebla for a big battle. It was the rebels, it was the townsfolk. They were hanging out on roofs, throwing pots and pans and bottles and sticks, and not bottles of tequila. They weren't throwing those. Anyway, everybody was involved in this battle. So what happened? The French army actually retreated, and it was a huge victory for Mexico. Unfortunately, that was short-lived because the French did kind of group back together, came back and kicked some ass. But at that time, it was a big victory for Mexico. Now, the French occupied Mexico for less than 5 years, and I'm sure during that time that they were in Mexico, they were probably drinking a lot of tequila. I know I would be, wouldn't you? I wonder if any of them mix cognac from France with tequila like Agavie. Now, because of this monumental victory against the French, on May 9th of 1862, President Juarez declared the anniversary of the Battle of Puebla a national holiday. And every year, hundreds of thousands of people celebrate this. You're saying, Don, I've never heard of it. I never celebrated it. What the hell are you talking about? I'm talking about Cinco de Mayo. And who does not party drinking some tequila, some mezcal, sotol, raicilla? Who doesn't? You don't even have to drink. Yeah, you do. You have to drink. It's Cinco de Mayo. They're celebrating an amazing victory over the French. Well, that's the story of Cinco de Mayo, and I thought it flowed very well with tequila and cognac. But anyway, life is too short to drink bad liquor. Choose wisely, my friends. We'll see you on the next episode.